I understand that the website is a single touch point in a busy day. Most of you don't even think about it. It's an afterthought. But, for those whose business is websites or is marketing or is UX, why don't they care about the work that they're doing? And I know that caring costs money, right? I understand that agencies pay juniors and underpay and offshore. We know that, right? But I thought that was the outlier. I thought that was actually the small, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that everyone didn't care. I thought some didn't care. Over the years, I've seen signs of it, like where, 6 months ago, I had the owner of a creative agency turn around and say, oh no, the tech, it doesn't really matter. The client doesn't care. And that's why we use Squarespace, because the clients don't care. Well, that's a bit shitty. Because it's not the client's job to care about this. It's your job to care about the client and what the client wants. There is nothing wrong with Squarespace. This is not an uncommon problem. The fact that the owner of an agency who is selling websites says, well, we do the lowest cost thing, the least effort thing, because the client doesn't care. I brushed it off as the outlier, but I'm actually starting to believe that it's actually the majority feel that way. They're doing what they can get away with that makes them the most money. There needs to be more craftsmanship and love of this job. When you go under the hood and you do... I got there, I went to go, oh well, I'm going to audit the websites and look at the tech, and it's glaring up front what's wrong with it. I didn't even need to go into the code to know that it was shit, because links were broken. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? This is how bad it is. This is why I'm so pissed off, because I at least thought that I'd have to right click to see how fucked this business is right now. And I don't. I just have to use my eyes. Speaking of eyes, fucking government websites that aren't accessible. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You're legally compelled to, but that's another fucking conversation. I wasn't going to swear. Oh well. I'm not perfect, right? I understand better than anybody what it's like to work with competing constraints. Clients often have, want the world for nothing, or very little. You're often on tight deadlines. You're often juggling resources to try and get a pragmatic result. And I know that I've fallen into that trap, which is, just do what you need to get launched and get sign off, and then I'll go back later and fix it. I understand that. This isn't the kind of mistakes that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a dead button that is broken, a core piece of functionality that is broken, that 10 people have looked at. It's your storefront online, right? And not a single person cared enough to check or fix it. And the sad part is that I've actually been emailing those people and I don't hear back from them, which shows that they don't even care enough to see it as a fucking problem to talk to me about it. From the client end, the website it's a big deal to me, not such a big deal to you. A lot of it is because you maybe don't understand what's happening. I'm not talking about just normal opinion on whether your website's good or not, right? If it works, it works. I'm extremely pragmatic about that. If it's doing its job, then it's doing its job. This isn't about being precious. This is about caring about something being broken or a form not being secure. Like, this is about the fundamentals, and how they represent your brand, all right, and how they reflect on you. The second a client decides to do their own thing with their website, I take my signature off of the footer. The second anyone else has control, I back away from it, right? Because I care that people will think that my work is shit. It's just one example of hundreds that I've come across. No one cares. That's the only conclusion that I can come to, because I pointed out, I've told the client, and it goes nowhere. I've told the client they need X, Y, Z, and they go nowhere. They go, oh yeah, 3 months from now. And that's, it's like, okay, well. So I'm at a crossroads about whether I'm the only person who cares or whether I just cease to care. And that's disappointing because, you know, like I said, I've got options. I can do other things, and it's frustrating. I don't want people to leave this video or take away that I'm just having a gripe. I understand that the job is hard. I understand that it is extremely stressful. There's new ways of doing things. I understand that you're dealing with people and you're dealing with tech, and when people and tech are at the core of your operations, it's both are really, really dysfunctional, right? Working in an agency is basically like putting out, if you've got quintuplets and they're 4 years old and you're basically just triaging 24/7. I get it, right? I'm just upset and disappointed and frustrated that something that I love and something that I've poured my heart and soul into trying to make better and try to inspire people to be better and do better work, this is not a vocation for people anymore. It's not about you, the agency. It's not about me. It's about what's right. And it's about what's right for your client, but not just your client, but also the users on the other side of those clients' websites. As a UX, it's all about the user and doing the right thing by them. Making sure that vision impairment, that they can fucking see the website when they're on the council's website. This is 101. And also making sure that that agency that doesn't deliver on that is held accountable for it, because they have a responsibility. It's not your responsibility as the client to actually care about this. That's what you pay them for. You pay the agency to advise you of your obligations to the user. That is what you pay for. I'm not talking about a $2,500 website, right? I'm talking about at the 30, 40, 50 plus. At that level, you expect it to be good, you expect it to work, but you also expect some fucking consulting on top of that actually protects you from any exposure, like with accessibility or, you know, that's what you pay for. I'm not slagging off agencies, and part of the reason why I'm making this a video and not long form is because sometimes the things I say can read angry when they're not. They're actually just frustration and disappointment and love. I'm not slagging off agencies. It's a hard fucking job. The owners of agencies need to step up and start caring more. They need to demand that their staff care as well. It's just not okay. It's staffed by agencies that should know better. They really should just know better. Now, I really, really love the web business. I'm here by choice. I have a brain that I can use anywhere, and I choose to use it in web. There's a reason for that, and that's because I love it, and I do care about it. I've grown up in it. I have been an advocate for it, and I've suffered for it and lived. I've burnt myself out over it, because I've reached a point where I've become jaded, despondent, I suppose. Despondent's actually the word. But I've always believed that most people try to do the right thing. I believe that agency life is hard. I believe that it is very, very hard to sell good digital to clients. I'm not blaming clients either. I'm just saying I used to just buy into this benefit of the doubt philosophy. But I don't know if I can continue to do that. Agencies just don't care. And like a bad relationship, you make excuses, and he's nice to me sometimes, but at the end of the day, do they care or do they not? Big companies who I know, based on their annual report, how much they're spending on marketing, and it's all broken. And it's still a transport company who has probably hundreds of millions, I'm guessing, but hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. Its last edit was 2016. It looks like it was designed in 2005, but the last edit was 2016. It has a LinkedIn button that doesn't work. It's front and center on the navigation. It links to the LinkedIn help page, right? It's been there for 3 years. That's not me saying your website's crap. There's a really big problem here. They have a marketing manager, they have a sales director, they have a CEO, they have an agency who's put their signature on that website. This isn't just a DIY guy who fucks up. This is a number of people letting a broken link sit there for 3 years and nobody think that that's a problem or a priority. And for me, it's like, well, yeah, mistakes happen, right? But 3 years? Does the agency have no self-respect? Paul will tell you how protective I am of shit that goes out of our agency, right? If we make even a typo, it's not pretty, is it? All right? No. Because I care. And I sit there and I'm always going, what will people think? Well, how does this reflect on my business? Not just, oh, well, I'm sitting pretty on a mining contract, so I don't need to worry. Fair enough, right? That's your prerogative. But the agency, how do they not care what their peers think, or what the other clients think, or what that client thinks, or what even, actually, it's not even what they think, it's actually what's right for their fucking client, because there's actually no excuse. And that's just one example of, so far I'm up to 150 websites. 148 of them have a problem. That is an easy fix, that is an attention to detail issue, that is a sign that someone they don't care about the end result. It's really, really hard to stay caring. It's really hard to want to stay in the industry. I don't want to steal Hannah Gadsby's thing, but it's time I quit. Because nobody cares. It's really hard, and I try to understand why, because again, there's lots of reasons why a website is shit. I'm just naming this problem, which is it's a lot worse, and I'm just disappointed that the quality is so bad. There's just no love anymore. There's just no craftsmanship. It's all just this pointless race to the bottom with no creativity, just so cynical. There's no humanity in this anymore. What I'm asking, there's no real ask here. I care. If you want to work with us, then that's good. Because we care, then that's great. But, I just want to implore others to start caring about this work, because you're actually dragging me down. And it's actually making me want to quit. Not enough to actually quit, but enough to nearly quit. Thankfully, I don't quit anything, but you got to start caring. And I can see it. This audit has just broken me. It's made me reevaluate my entire, not only my business and brand, but my entire career. Everything I fought for has been pretty much for nothing, because people don't care. And it's okay if you don't care. It's fine if you don't care, but you just should be honest about it and don't say that you do. And you should charge accordingly. You shouldn't be charging as if you care. And if you don't care, either leave or charge less. Yeah, how's that? Could have said that in 10 seconds. I give a shit. I'm watching you. Someone who cares is watching you. Just be aware of that. There we go.